we are starting from declaration of variable, that how okay, first of all, what is a variable? I think all of you should know that variable, like for example, you see here x equal to y plus 2. So you see here the x and the y, actually these are some values, but we can change. For example, let's suppose, and it is dependable also. For example, if the value of y is 3, then x will be equal to, hello, can you see my screen? Here the y value and the x value, it the values are changeable. For example, if you put 3 here, x will become 5. If you put 5 in the y place, then x will become 7. So you see the values are keep changing. It is not fixed like this one. You see the 2 is called constant. 2 means 2. Okay, so anyone who look, just you see, it is very clear, it is 2. Okay, but we don't have a clear idea what is y, what will be the value of y, what will be the value of x. Okay, so these changeable nature, a value which have this changeable nature, are called variables. And actually these variables, if you go little bit in a detail, this y and the 2 and the x, these values will store in memory. Okay, so actually these are like memory storage locations. Okay, for example, like if you see, it is like this, that the x is a box. Okay, and this x depends on another location which is y. Okay, and this is x, and this is plus 2. Okay, so the question is, where is this 2 and where is this y and where will be this x? So actually all these values are in memory. Okay, in memory, and they will be stored. Okay, so this memory may be RAM. Okay, because I hope all of you already know what is RAM. Or this may be somewhere permanently stored. Let's suppose like a file. Okay, and the file will be on a hard disk. Okay, so I will just write like this, HDD. Okay, so basically, variable is a location, is a place in memory where we can store some value like the x. So here we can store 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever value you put. Then as a result, the x will change accordingly. So in a, actual definition, what is a variable? Variable is a memory location which have some value and which have some name. Okay, and some data type also. For example, it may be integer value, it may be float value, it may be Boolean value, and so on. Okay, so variables and different type of variables, how to define. Okay, to define it will be like this. You see, like x double x. So you see the double specify the nature of the x, like int y equal to 7. Now you see x equal to y plus 2. So 7 plus 2, it will become 9. The x will become 9. So how to declare? This is the way. I am going now a bit faster. Okay, to determine the type of, you see, like double, int, and so on. Okay, now there are many different operations are possible, like x plus y, x equal to y, and so on. Maybe like plus, minus, multiplication, everything's are possible. So we can compare, we can assign. Okay, like Boolean. Boolean is such a data type which only have two values, which is yes or no, or true or false. Okay, so Boolean integers, you see, like int -1, bool I. Okay, so you see -1. So -1, do you remember? Remember, you see, int I equal to 1. So sorry, not 1, -1, and b equal to I. So the b value is -1 now. Okay, so b is already equal to -1. Okay, false is only equal to 0. Any other value than 0 is equal to true. So -1, -100, 100, 2000, 20, whatever value mean true. Okay, you are right. The first student who responded. Yeah, thank you. And you are right. I was wrong. Okay, so no problem. So remember, only 0 means false. Any other value than this, even let's suppose 7,000, okay, or 7 or -100, whatever. Okay, so any other number means uh, true. Okay, so let's go character. You see, character is such a number, such a variable which can only store one single character. But note the point: the character will be enclosed in single quotes, not in double quotes. Don't make this mistake. Okay, just a single code and one single character, and anything enclosed in a single character is considered character variable. For example, if I just enclose like 7 in a single quote, if I say character, let's suppose C equal to single quotes 7. You see, this 7, when is in a single quotes, it is considered as a character. Okay, so general concept of character. Character may be 8 bits, so we are not going to these details now. Okay, character literals, like the values, you see, it may be like this, single quote 0, single quote 1. Literal means the value of character variable. Okay, the value of character variable is anything enclosed in a single quotes, like this, like this, like this, or maybe up capital letter or lowercase letter, anyone. Okay, even special character, you see, like this, all these are character values, character literals. Don't confuse in the word literal and character. Oh, no, sorry, literal and variable. Variable is the holder, and literal is the value inside that. Okay, so all these are character. I am quickly going. Integer variable. Integers are such variables which only can store whole numbers. Okay, there is no decimal part, and there is no character, and there is no alphabet, and there is no special, just whole numbers. Okay, and it may be int, it may be signed int, unsigned int. I'm not going in that much detail. If you are confused in this, you can go and refer to my previous lectures and maybe the slides, everything. I think I hope you still have access to my YouTube channel. I think all these things are there. Okay, so and all those stuff. So whole numbers are integers, and integral literals. Literal, again I am explaining to you. You see, like the x is a variable and the 15 is a literal. The value of the variable is called literal. Okay, so it will be a whole numbers. Okay, floating point numbers, it may be double, it may be float. So the a number which contain decimal point. You see 7.33, 0.0975. Okay, So any number which have decimal point, it is called floating point number, and we have two different categories. One is float and one is double. The double is just double in size than float. Otherwise, the type is same. Okay, you can, if you want to know the type of variable, you can use type of variable or size of variable. Size will show the memory size like 2 bytes, 3 bytes, and so on. Okay, so go ahead, declaration and initialization. You see, it's like this: int count equal to 1000. So you see, we declare the variable and we assign the value at the first time. It is called initialization. Okay, and variable names, these are the rules. You see, the same rules will be applied in C++ also, and in actually in many languages the variable rules are the same. If you understand one time, you can use the same knowledge, the same information in every language, and you will have to learn several languages in this cognitive science degree. So this is why you just focus and try to understand. If any confusion, you can stop me. So variable name are identifier. These are same thing. Okay, just two different names used for one thing. For example, if I say int, okay, int x, so I can say that the x is a variable. Okay, and I can say that the x is identifier. Okay, identifier. So same word, uh, whatever you want to use, but don't confuse in this variable. Okay, so when you are defining a variable name, then how to define what characters, what alphabets, what special character, meaning to say everything on the keyboard, what you can use, what you cannot use. So it contain, you see the first rule, it contain maybe uppercase letter or lowercase letter. It may contain numbers, any number. It may contain underscore. You see, but the first character of the letter must be a letter. You see, note the point, a letter or underscore. Meaning to say, you can do like this: x2. You see, the first character is x, but you cannot declare like this 2x, because the first one is now a number. It is not allowed. It is allowed underscore x. So okay, distinct uppercase and lowercase, meaning to say a capital X and small x, lowercase x, these are two different things. They are not same. Okay, they are not equal to each other, because C++ is called case sensitive. Case means lowercase or uppercase, and sensitive means that the C++ language differentiate between uppercase and lowercase. Okay, so when you are defining a variable, you will have to follow these rules. Okay, I'm not going through the examples because I want to quickly finish. Scope of variable. Scope of variable means that, you see, if it is at the beginning, means before main, okay, it is a global variable. And if it is, okay, note the point, if you remember from my class students, and the new student also, I'm telling you once again that scope is defined by the curly brackets. Okay, so if it is above these curly brackets, so it has a global scope. Okay, if it is inside here, then it is a local scope. Local scope means that any variable declared here, you cannot access outside the, for example, you cannot say here cout count. No, see out will be not accessible, but in this case it is a global, so you can access everywhere, anywhere you want. Okay, it's a bit complicated concept, maybe at the beginning. If anyone is not clear, then maybe we can go in a bit detail, but my point is that I am going faster. But if you don't understand, then maybe I will explain a bit. For example, let's suppose one scope is this, okay, and inside this I can create another scope. So if I write here int x, okay, and then inside this scope if I write cout, okay, cout x, okay, this will give us an error. It cannot run because the scope, you see, this is one scope, the curly brackets, and here is another scope. So this scope is it creates like a wall between the program. Okay, here the things are not visible in this scope, and here in this scope things are not visible to this scope. Meaning to say the code here cannot understand what is x, okay, because it is in a different scope. Okay, scope means uh, um, uh, visibility, lifetime, okay, that uh, where the variable is available, where we can use and where we cannot use. This is determined by the scope, and it depends in which block of code it has been declared. Okay, if it is declared outside and it become global, so global means you can access anywhere in a function, in a main, okay, anywhere you can access. Okay, if statement is like this, that it checks a condition. If the condition is true, then the body of if will run. If the condition is false, then the body of if will be skipped. For example, if I write here int x equal to 5 quickly, and here if I write if x is, and you remember that condition can be made, conditions are made all by logical and comparison operators, which is what, which are equal to, in C++, equal means double equal, greater than equal, okay, less than equal, okay, not equal is like this. Okay, so all these variables we will use, and sometime we are using or, and sometime we are using and operator, okay, and not is this one. So these are the operators that we can make condition by this. For example, x equal to y. So it means that compare the x with y. If they are 100% identical, okay, then the condition will be true. X is greater than equal to y. Is it true or false? The result of a condition is Boolean value. Okay, so the condition will be either true or the condition will be either false. Okay, so false or true. So this will be the condition. So if I say that if x is greater than equal to 10, okay, then what you do, okay, so you see now I created another curly brackets. Why? To show you that these curly brackets is the body of if the condition is true, then it will this the cout statement will run. For example, we can type, we can simply true. Okay, so if I save it and if I run it, the issue is that you see the condition is false. Okay, The condition is false, meaning to say x is what? X is 5. So 5 is not greater than 10. This is why it is not displaying anything. Oh my God. Okay. So if the x is greater than, so if I change the value of x, let's suppose 15. So if I change it, then we will see the output. What happened again? Is extra this. Yeah, save it and run. Yeah, you see now we can see the true. Okay, so let's summarize again. Sorry for the I didn't get this point. So you see, if the condition is true, meaning to say x is greater than 10, then this will be displayed. If this condition is false, then this is called body of if, it will be skipped. Okay, so for example, if I change again, x is 5, so 5 is greater than 10, no, then what should be done? Then that will be the else part. Okay, so meaning to say if condition is true, then if body of if condition is false, then body of else. So we can display here like see out. Okay, uh, false. Okay, semicolon. Yeah, so you see this time will be false because the condition is x is not greater than 5, and if you change to 15, then it will display true. Oh, I changed to 15 but I didn't save it. Okay, don't forget to save again. Yeah, so you see this time is true. Okay, so if statement is doing what? It checks a condition and decide on the basis of condition. If condition is true, then body of if condition of false, then body of else. And you can actually make a very complex situation also. For example, you can put here uh, another condition also, like for example else if. Okay, and then here you can put another condition, and for example you see x is less than 0. Okay, then you see again first this condition will be checked. If this is true, then this will be run, then this condition will be checked. You see now let's check x is greater than 10. Yes, so this will run. Let's make it false. X is 5. X is greater than 10. No, then it will come to this condition. Else if x is less than 0. No. Okay, then here you can put another else. So you can make as many complex situation as you want. Okay, it's up to you. So I will type see out last else. Last else. Okay, so save it. Don't forget to save. Yeah. So you see, it will display the last else because x is not greater than 5, also the greater than 10, sorry, and x is not less than 0. So finally this one. Okay, so this is the if else. Loops are another concept. We have three loops in C++. You already know: while loop, do while loop, and for loop. Loop means any time when we need some repetition, then we need a loop to repeat something. For example, if you are entering the metric the marks of a student of 100 students, so you see the enter the marks, enter for another student mark, another student mark, so you see there is a repetition. Okay, so any repetitive task we need a loop. Okay, so there are three type of loop. For example, the first one, if I say int x equal to 5, the same thing, let's suppose. If I say here a loop while, okay, while x X, you see, in a Visual Studio Code, when you are typing such a block code, this is called a block code, meaning to say the while is not a single word, it is a block. Okay, and when you are typing and press tab, it will give you the full block of code. For example, you see, it already tell you here what to do. Type a condition. So while x um, is greater than, yeah, let's suppose while x is greater than or equal to 1, then you type see out something or do some calculation or whatever you want to do. Okay, then you can type uh, a cycle. A cycle means one time, two time, three time. It is called iteration also. It is called cycle also. And after that, it depends upon you. You will must in decrease or increase the loop variable. The x is a variable which controls the loop because the condition is based on this. So this is called loop variable. The loop variable maybe you will have to increase or decrease. For example, I will use x minus minus because I am checking unless the x is greater than 1 or equal to 1, then you do this one. So x value is 5. When it is checked x is greater than 1, yes, display this. And then it will become minus minus, meaning to say minus 1. So 5 minus 1 will become 4. 4 is still greater than 1, display again, then become 3. 3 is still then greater than 1, display. So 5 times it will display a cycle, and you can type like this also. Um, Let me type like this. X, no, uh, I was trying to type to make it a number like first cycle, second cycle, but it takes time. Okay, to quickly finish. Okay, so cycle this, then x minus minus. Let's save it, the changes, and run it. Oh, I think I should I should give a new line. Okay, sorry. Okay. So now you see, once a cycle, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and after 5 iteration, the 5x will become 1 and 1 minus 1 will become 0, and at that time when it checks the condition 0 is greater than 1, no, then the condition become false, and once the condition become false, then the loop body will be not executed anymore. Okay, and the loop will be terminated. So loop is what? Loop, not the point. Every loop, okay, remember, every loop has three components. Number one, condition. Number two, body, okay, body of the loop, and number third is this one, which is increment, okay, or I will type plus plus for increment, okay, and decrement are minus minus. You can do plus plus, you can do minus minus, you can do like two values plus x plus 2, x plus 5, whatever you want to do. But there should be some change in the value of x, which ultimately make the condition false. Okay, if the condition doesn't become false forever, then the loop will continue, and it will become it. Okay, so while loop works like this. The same thing I can write in do while loop. You see, for example, do, okay, do, you see the when I press tab, it give me the full skeleton, okay, block of code. This is why Visual Studio Code is a bit better than Dev C++. So you see here will be the code first and the condition will be here. Okay, so do, you see, as the word show, do something, do some calculation, display something, whatever you want to do, but do something. So do calculation first. If I write the same thing, cout, okay, um, okay, like a cycle, I think the best word is iteration. I Iteration, because this is a technical word that people are using. An iteration. Okay, I will use the link. And then a new line. Okay, and then semicolon. And here will be the condition. You see, first the body and then the condition. And here I can put while x is greater than equal to 1. You see, here is we are making one mistake. We are not decrementing or incrementing the condition, the loop variable. So we should must do minus minus, otherwise it will become an infinite loop. Okay, so let me clear the console, and now if we run, where is the problem? It says some problem. I think I have given a space here, so there should not be a space between greater than and equal to. Okay, save it again. Yeah, you see, an iteration, iteration, iteration 5 times, and after fifth iteration, the x value becomes 0, and 0 is not any more greater than 1. The condition became false and done. Okay, the same thing we can do by for loop. Okay, the for loop style is a bit different, like for, okay, you see, for int I will change this, int I equal to 0, so I will use then count, okay, because here is already count, so int I equal to 0, I less than count, okay, so I should use a count, uh, maybe not variable, just let's suppose 5. When I is less than 5, then I plus plus, okay, and then here I will write the same thing and cout and iteration and iteration. Okay, you see the same thing, initialization variable, one variable, and then the condition, and then the incrementation. The three parts are here. This is the body of the loop. Okay, so if I save it and if I run it, okay, it will give us the same, almost the same output. Why? Something wrong? Wait. If I equal to 0, I less than, no, yeah, I less than 5, and I plus plus, and then count should be okay. Semicolon where? Semicolon. Oh, so here int I equal to 0. No, at the last should not be semicolon. I don't think so. If there is a semicolon missing, then it should, backslash n is not an issue. It should at least give us, okay, let's see, run. Yeah, okay. Maybe previously the output was there, we didn't see. Okay, so the same thing. So while loop, do while loop, for loop. These are the three loop. There is actually another one loop which is very newly introduced in C++, C++11, okay, which is for each, and that one is used in an array only with array for each array. Then it will display the each member of array. But okay, let's just go ahead. So while do while loop, a switch statement, you see, when is switch statement is exactly if else statement, okay. But in if else statement, sometime when there is a many conditions, if this then this and if this, so if there are many if else, then it's become too confusing, okay. So to reduce the confuse among many conditions, then a switch statement is quite easy. For example, int x equal to 5, okay, semicolon, and then switch, okay, switch, you see it gives the whole skeleton. Switch, here you can put any expression, okay, for example, the x. So and in case one, for example, here, if we type here that if x equal to 2, then display something cout x, sorry, x equal to 2 and semicolon, and there should be new backslash n also, okay. And you can copy and paste these cases as many times as you wish, okay. If the x equal to 3, then display 3, okay. I will just paste again. You see case, you see these are, you see like one condition, another condition. So quite easy, the switch statement get a value and then compare the value with each case, okay, with each case. So if it is 4, okay, then display it is, say it is 4. I will just paste one time again. So you see as many cases you can put as you want, okay. If it is equal to 5, then display 5, okay. And in the default statement you can type whatever. So if it doesn't match with anything, then it will execute the default case, okay. So I will just type default, yes, semicolon, maybe backslash then. So okay. So you see, if I run this one, x value is 5. It's the switch statement got the value 5. So is it equal to 2? No. Is it equal to 3? No. Equal to 4? No. Equal to 5? Yes. Then this one will execute, and after that it will break. Break means to come out from this block, the curly block. Otherwise, if you don't use break, it after the true condition, it will execute all the cases without checking the condition, okay. So if I run, there is a problem again. Fine. Help me, it's d5. No, uh, spelling mistake. You are talking about this. This is a string. It doesn't care about any spelling mistake, because it is inside a double quotation. Inside double quotation, whatever you type, you see, sorry, if you even this, no issue. The problem is somewhere else. It says, let me check once again. And oh, the problem was that I didn't save the coding. Okay, and so you see, default, if I delete also again, it's not an issue, because in double quotation It doesn't care about the spelling. Spelling must be correct of the keywords like the case, the break, the while, the if. Yeah. So you see x equal to 5. Okay. Now if I change x equal to 3, you see this time it will display this one. Okay. Save it. Don't forget to save. You see last time my mistake was saving. You see x equal to 3. So switch statement is nothing, is a combination of many if else statement and is quite easy and straightforward, and you see it's easy to check many conditions. So you can use as many cases as you want. And break statement, uh, throw the control means the compiler. You see compiler is here checking here. Whenever break statement comes in, then it push back the control. It is called control, but control means the computer where it executing command. So it stop the computer from this block and push back to that place which is outside this block. So meaning to say it comes to this line. Or if there is any other code, then it will come to that one. Okay, so break statement is terminating the block. Okay, or terminating a loop, any control statement. And continue statement is keeping one iteration of the loop. Okay, if any confusion until now, maybe the new student who are not from previously from my class, or maybe all of you, you can stop me anytime. Okay, otherwise I'm going quickly. Functions means like a service. Okay, a service means like a servant. Let's suppose servant. Uh, that if you say something to the servant, let's suppose make a coffee for me, then it makes a coffee for you. Something else. So meaning to say whatever task you want to do by the function will do that one for you. So function is what? Function is a separate independent code which do something for you. Something means maybe it can do some calculation for you, maybe it can read some file for you, maybe it can display something for you. So any function, any task that can be done independently through a code is called a function. Okay, so function is a separate independent piece of code which can do some task for you. Okay, so to define a function, there are to use a function, there are three main components. Okay, three main component means one is called function declaration, another one is called function definition, third one is called function calling of a function. So function declaration is mostly before the main. Okay, before main. For example, okay, there are actually three. I have. Okay, let me explain to you. There are basically six, six points that you should keep in mind when you are using functions. Number one, okay, declaration. Meaning to say you will tell the compiler that I am using declaration, that I am using a function which will do something for me. Declaration means introduction to the compiler. Number two, definition of function. Okay, definition of function means the actual coding where when you are defining or writing the actual code for the task that you want. Okay. Third one is called calling function. Okay. Calling of the function. So these three are main components. When you this is three component, there are three other components also, that each function is our function name or function declaration. So when you are declaring or when you are defining or when you are calling a function, at each stage you will take care of three more things. Okay, one is called a return type, that once the function do something for you, what it will return to you back. For example, if to a servant you say that make a coffee for me. Okay, then the servant will make the coffee, use the ingredients, coffee powder, water, sugar, blah, blah, blah. So, and after, as a result, return will be a nice coffee. Okay, so that is called the return type. So when the function do the execution, what will be returned to you? That is called a return type. Okay. Second one is the name of the function. What what you will call the function. The function name, it may be it may be display, it may be add, it may be subtract. So many different functions are possible. Okay, third one are called list of arguments. List of argument are the information um, which is needed to carry out the task. List of arguments. For example, if you say to the servant that make a coffee for me, then for the coffee there are several needs: sugar, hot water, and coffee powder, maybe spoons, maybe cup, maybe a pot. So all these required things are called arguments. So how you will pass the argument to complete the task? Okay? Yeah, so these four things we will use to complete a function. So you, yeah, let me do the first one, like function declaration. Number one, for example, if I say that the return type will be int, the name of the function will be sum, the list of arguments will be, let's suppose, two integer variable, int x comma int y. So you see, and the three things: return type, name of the function, and list of variable arguments. And this whole combination is called declaration, function declaration. Like line number 3 is called function declaration. Okay. After that, the actual function you will have to define. The actual function you can define inside main or even outside main. You see here. Okay. Here I will type function definition. Many students are leaving the meeting, maybe because of their internet issue, or maybe the time is late. I don't know. And the class is boring. Hello, the class is boring. Hello, guys. Okay. If it is boring, then let me know. Okay. And sorry, I cannot make it like funny or joking, because it is a coding class. So in a coding, I will mostly talk about coding. So maybe the class is a bit serious or a bit boring because of this. But if you understand and if you learn, then hopefully it will be not boring. So here we will do the function definition. In a function definition, is exactly, you see, you will copy the same thing, but without the semicolon. Remember, here will be no semicolon, but here will be the body of the function, like curly bracket. So what you will do by this one? By this one, if I define another one variable like sum equal to x plus y. So whatever value the x and the y have, plus this together, put in this sum variable, and after that, you see this one, it means return. What it will return? It will return an integer. So return sum. You see the result return. So, okay, whatever value goes there, then it will sum it and the sum will return. So, how this value will go there and how we will use the sum? This is called calling a function. So, here we will call the function. The function call is mostly inside main. For example, if I say here, uh, okay, int result, okay, semicolon, and if I say result equal to, I will use the name of the function, like when you are calling a servant, okay. So the, mostly when we call someone, then we call by name. So the function is also called by name. So sum, and you see, it needs what? You see, these are the list of argument. It needs two values. The two values depend on you, how you are providing. If you are providing in the form of variables, or if you are providing directly constant value, it's up to you. But it needs two integer values. Okay, so let me just put like this, 10 comma 20. So 10 is integer, 20 is integer. That's all, it fulfill the criteria. You see, this is the criteria, int x, int y. So two values must be integer, so I provided. So I call the function, provided the two value, the 10 will go to x, the 20 will go to y, they will plus together and will put in the sum will return. So when the sum is returned, so 10 plus 20 will become 30. You see, the whole result of this will become what? Like this. Okay, so the calling of function will be exactly like this. Okay, so the result will be returned and the return value will be stored in this result variable, and here we can see out the sum equal to result. Okay, if you want new line, so okay. Okay, so save it and now run. The sum equal to 30. Yeah, so you see, now this function is ready. Whatever value you send, it will display for you. Let's suppose 100,000 and 100. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Whatever value you supply, it will, you see, 1,200. Okay, uh, 2,000. Save it and 3,000. Okay, so this is the way how to define a function. It is also possible that the definition of the function which is after the main program, if you cut this one, okay, then you see, then this line is not needed. That if you put before main, then compiler already know. When compiler, because compilation start from first line, then second line, then computer find, oh, here is a function. And later on in a menu, when call sum, compiler already know what is sum because here compiler already saw. And the way when was coming to the main. Okay. So if I put above, you see I commented this line, so no issue. So it will still display the here. But if I cut this one at the back here again, and if I remove, you see, if I comment this one, then compiler don't know what is sum. You see, it will give me an error message. You see, this one. Sum was not declared in this scope, meaning to say compiler don't know what is sum. Sum was not declared in this scope. If I remove this one and save again, then we'll be okay. You see, now is okay. Any confusion? Any question until now? Edward, you are joining and leaving. Your internet problem, I think. Okay. If no question, then I will quickly go to array. Array is another concept which array is something like a combination of many variables. In in one single variable like x equal to let's suppose 2. Okay, so if I want to store another value, then I will need another variable. Okay, uh, 4 5. If I need another, then another variable, then another. So if I need 100 values to store, so I will have to store one, I will have to create 100 variable. It's a big issue. So to solve this problem, we need an array. An array is what? Array is actually a series of memory locations. Okay, and it store values in a series. Sorry, yeah, in a series like this. As many value. So like one value here, let's suppose 2, then 100, then 20, and so on. Whatever value you want to store. So use, and it will have one name, like maybe X, Y, Z, or anything, or maybe price. Let's suppose you see like prices. Okay, so the name is one and values are many. Okay, and the values start we will access individual value by index, and the indexing starts from 0 0 sorry, this one, 0 1 2 3. Okay, so the size will be the indexes will be always one less than the size. Okay, so meaning to say, if we want to store many variables in a single variable, we need array. Okay, so array is also maybe a integer, float, double, whatever array you want, so you can. So array, for example, if I type prices of many things. Okay, not the point. To define an array, it needs a type, name of array, and then size of array. Okay, for example 30, but to 30 it will be quite difficult to give a value. It takes time, so I will just use 5. Okay, 5. So it means, you see, I created 5 locations in a memory, and I can store 5 values now. Now I can do like this also. You see, price is 0, meaning to say the first location equal to 10. Price is the second location, 1 means second location, is 20. You see, like this. I can access like cout, okay, cout uh, prices, second one, yeah, like this. So if I save and run, it will display 20. You see, you can see the 20. So this is the way how to store. So most of the time when we are using array, because there are many values, so if I type price is this and then this and you see one line to store the value, one line to display the value. So for each value 2 lines. So if there are 5, so then 5 times 2 will be 10 lines of code I need to write. So mostly it is quite repetition. So most of the time we use a loop for this. Okay, so for example, for uh, int I equal to 0, I less than 5, because the size is 5, I plus plus, and here I will give like prices I, the I start from 0, so I can use the same I as an index. Prices I equal to I, let's suppose the same value I will make it as I plus 5. Okay, so it will automatically assign the value. And if you want, you see this for loop will assign. If you want to use another for loop, that after that you display the value. Okay, then we can do like this: int I equal to 0, I less than 5. Okay, I plus plus, and then cout uh, prices I. The I value start from 0, so first location, second location, and that's all. Then we need, I think we should put some comments. Okay, the I should do like I plus 1 value equal to this. Okay, I think should be okay. Save it, run it. It will display what? It will display I plus 5, 5, and then 5 plus 5 will be 10, 10 plus 5 will be 15, 15 plus 5 will be 20, 20 plus 5 will be 25. I hope it will be display like this. Yeah, I'm so sorry I didn't give a new line. Okay, E and DL. Okay, if I give new line, then everyone will be clear. Yeah, oh. To be where we need space, here we need space. Okay, now run. Yeah, the first value is 5. Oh, I plus 5. Oh, so I is 0, 0 plus 5 is 5. Second time I will be plus plus, I will become 1, 1 plus 5, 6, 6 plus, yeah, okay, it is like this. I misunderstood at the beginning. So it will be 5, then plus 1, 6, then plus 1, 7, then plus 1, 8. Yeah, it should be like that. Mm, yeah, if yeah, if you want that one also we can like 5, then 10. But I think no need. You just to clarify the concept that array is a sequence of value. I hope okay, huh? Any confusion? No confusion? So shy, nobody is asking question, or it is a first class. Hello guys. Okay, good. Okay, good, good. If you can understand. And so the next concept is what? Functions, then array, then pointer. Okay, pointer is a very quickly I will try to explain. As I told you, that variable is a location in memory. Okay, like for example x. Okay, So x has a value 5. If we just say like this, int x equal to 5, it means in a memory there is a box, there is a space where the 5 will be stored. Its name is 5, its type is integer, its value is 5. Okay, and there is another one thing which is called address, meaning to say in the memory how the computer will find where is the location. Okay, where is the location? So to find the location and go there and read the value or write there something, the computer actually needs address. Okay, so that address is will mostly something like this. X, it's a hexagonal hexadecimal value. Okay, something like x00 some, yeah, something like starting in hexadecimal value, something like this. But this is the address where each byte of the memory has a specific address, and using that address the compiler or the computer, the processor, reads to individual memory locations for reading and writing purpose. Okay, now to deal with the addresses, not with the name and not with the value, to deal the variables through addresses, this is called pointer. So pointer is simply a variable which can store address of another variable. If the other variable is an integer, then the pointer will be integer pointer. If the pointer is storing address of float variable, then the pointer will be float pointer, and so on. And to define pointer, it is like this. You will use asterisk, like for example, a asterisk ptr. The word ptr I am using to show pointer. Okay, the asterisk you can write near to the variable, or you can write near to the int. You see, like this is also correct. Okay, or between both of them, this is also correct. Okay, as you wish. So three basically. And if I say like this, you see, int x equal to 5. Okay, now you see the can ptr pointer can store address of the x. So how to access address? This is the address operator. So address of x. So now you see the ptr has address of the x, and if I see out it, okay, then it will be, let's, address of x equal to ptr. Okay, semicolon. So you will see that there will be some hexadecimal value, and maybe your result, your number will be different from my number, because it depends on the hardware of computer. Okay, and the size of RAM. Okay, so you see, it's this type of value. So now using the address, I can access the variable, I can access the value, whatever I want. So if I want to display the value at this address, then I can do like this. You see, if here I use asterisk, so this is called in direction variable, in direction, in direction operator. In direction operator. So it means value at this address. So display the value stored at this address. So here I will say value of x and I think I should use this time only line. Okay, so if I save it, the address is this one, value is this one. So pointer is a very powerful tool, and use it very carefully because it directly dealing the hardware. Okay, so you know that in a RAM there is operating system is also loaded in a RAM when we on the computer. So if you play with pointer and you change some value at such address where the operating system has been loaded, then maybe you can corrupt your window or something happen to your operating system also. So pointers are very powerful thing, and very speedy processing stuff. Enough. In the next class, I will quickly start from string, and then from then I will go to object oriented programming. So I think